Good morning, my name is Gary Scher, and I have the privilege to serve as President of the City Council of the City of Passaic, as well as to serve the city and the rest of District 36, along with my colleague, Assemblyman Clinton Calabrese. Assemblyman, thank you for being here. So I wear two hats, but in reality there are more than two, as we all seem to do here. Let me first welcome you on behalf of the city, on behalf of Mayor Laura. The mayor apologizes for not being able to be here. Something late and unexpected came into his schedule. The program this morning is extraordinarily important for any number of reasons, but let me tell you the most important reason, and that is, in fact, I can give you 19,000 reasons. The 19,000 represents the number of seniors that we have in the city of Passaic. We have an extraordinarily large youth population and an extraordinarily large senior population. Passaic's population base is figured at 70%, 70,000, so 28.9% is effectively in the senior category. This program provides and will offer paratransit and microtransit to the whole area, which is extraordinarily important. The car ownership in Passaic is amongst the lowest in the state, so this provides, if you will, for them the ability to do their daily life chores and become integrated more into the city and its life than they would otherwise. We're joined by a number of freeholders. Freeholders, thank you so much for being here. I know that we'll be hearing, I believe, from all of you. My colleague, I introduced Assemblyman Calabrese, and of course, the many of you who are here this morning to not only to celebrate this day, but to open up the program, if you will, formally and officially. I'd like to, with your kind permission, I'd like to invite Assemblyman Calabrese to say a few words, and we'll go from there. Assemblyman?
Thank you very much, everyone, for having me today. Obviously, I couldn't in good conscience speak before my good friend Gary Scher, who he says he wears multiple hats, but there's one main goal for Gary and myself, and that is to help as many people as we can here in District 36 and across the state of New Jersey. That's our job, is to help people. So without further ado, I'm excited to announce the new microtransit system, which represents a significant step forward in expanding transportation options for the residents of Passaic County. I want to congratulate the Passaic County Executive and the Commissioners for your vision and leadership. Your commitment to improving reliable, efficient, and environmentally friendly transit options is commendable, and I'm proud to join you in this. It is a particular privilege to be here as the chair of the Transportation Committee and also as a representative of District 36, alongside Assemblyman Chair, the Council President, and also Senator Paul Sarlo, who could not be here today. Everyone here should know that I'm a strong advocate for innovative transportation solutions. That's why we sponsored legislation to expand microtransit systems across the state of New Jersey, and we're especially proud to have worked with Gary and Paul to deliver a state budget appropriation of $750,000 to support this microtransit system in Passaic County. It's wonderful. If you didn't know, microtransit systems are game changers. They provide alternatives to traditional routes, particularly in underserved communities. They offer first and last mile connections, access to transit hubs, and seamless travel for all residents. But these systems are particularly beneficial to seniors and those with disabilities, and those without personal vehicles, which many of us in this day and age actually don't have, because they're quite expensive to have personal vehicles. Microtransit exemplifies government efficiency by utilizing smaller, flexible vehicles that optimize routes, reduce costs, and adapt to community needs. Moreover, by reducing reliance on personal vehicles and offering a shared on-demand rides, microtransit helps cut traffic congestion and lower greenhouse gas emissions in general. It's a win for both the residents and the environment. Thank you all for the opportunity to speak today, and I appreciate everyone being here.
I'd like to welcome Mayor Grabowski up to say a few words now, please. Thank you.
Good morning. Welcome everyone for coming here. For Clifton, this is a great opportunity, and first I'd like to thank Assemblyman Scher for including us in this. We appreciate that, and of course the county for instituting this program. In Clifton we have what's called a senior transport. And what happens is when seniors need a ride somewhere, sometimes they have to call up to 2-3 days ahead of time to get an appointment for the doctor. So when I read this, I said, this is amazing that they could almost pick up an app or however they want and almost get a ride instantly, I guess. And I think we spoke earlier with someone here. It's almost like an Uber coming to your door, actually private car service, which is really fantastic. And we all know that Clifton horseshoes Passaic. So many of our residents live on the borders, and a lot of these residents that they don't have vehicles, and they don't have any way to get to places. So this is a fantastic opportunity for our residents to get from one place to the next quickly simply by making a phone call. They don't have to go days in advance. So this is something that I'm really proud to be a part of, and I really thank the commissioners and everyone else involved in this. And I know it's a pilot, but we hope that it works, because I know that other cities in the town, it's working well from what I understand. I spoke with some people this morning. So we're going to hope that this is a great thing for Clifton. And of course, again, I'd like to thank you for all your help for this, Assemblyman, and we hope it's a great program. I'm looking forward to it. And thank you from Clifton for including us. Thank you.
So once again, I'd like to welcome, on behalf of Mayor Laura, everyone to the city of Passaic. My name is Ricardo Fernandez. I am the business administrator, as well as the executive director of redevelopment, parking authority, all the hats that Assemblyman Scher was talking about. So the mayor has been focused on multimodal forms of transportation since he came into office, and I've been proud to work with him on making this happen. This is a critical component for the city of Passaic. As Assemblyman Scher stated, we have one of the lowest car ownerships not only the county, but the state of New Jersey. So being able to get our seniors to essential services is critical for a city such as Passaic. But because we don't just stop there, it's going to supplement and be a great addition to all the other things that we've been doing. We do have the county paratransit that services our seniors. We are proud for the first time to unveil to everyone here that we have a free shuttle service that we hope to open next month, providing free service to our residents that have, again, one of the lowest car ownerships within the city, as well as early next year, we hope to open our bike share program so that our residents can also ride their bike to and from their essential services. I think the critical component here is getting our residents that don't have vehicles to essential services, such as doctor's appointments, just something as simple as going to a local supermarket to get their goods that they need every day. That has been something that the mayor has focused on, along with the city council. We want to thank you once again to the Assemblyman, to the county commissioners, to our sister city of Clifton, who we work so well closely together to make this happen. We can't be prouder of what's happening within the county of Passaic, and we look forward to continuing this growth, and we are extremely happy that the county moved this initiative forward. So again, on behalf of Mayor Hector Laura, thank you all for being here, and thank you again for including us in this program.
All right. Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for being with us. My name is John Bartlett. I'm the director of the Passaic County Board of County Commissioners, and we are incredibly excited about this program, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about it. This is Passaic County Move, and it should launch in around mid-2025, focused on Passaic and Clifton as a pilot project. As the mayor mentioned, Clifton, I would say, embraces Passaic. Horseshoe is a good word, but embraces the city of Passaic, and is really the core of the southern part of Passaic County and communities with a lot of transit needs. The lowest, as you pointed out, Assemblyman, the lowest car ownership rate in the state of New Jersey is here in the city of Passaic. But also are relatively close to transit, and in fact here in the city of Passaic have a wonderful downtown bus facility that's going to be coming along in just a couple of years, thanks to federal funding that we were able to wrangle in partnership with the late Congressman Bill Pascrell. There are a lot of chances to connect to and through Passaic and Clifton, but as somebody used earlier the phrase first mile, last mile, I can say, having come on the board of the North Jersey Transportation Planning Authority, NJTPA, about 12 years ago, that when it comes to transit, that's the real bugaboo. How do you get the person who would be very happy to catch a bus or a train to Manhattan or Newark or Jersey City, to get that first mile from their house to the bus or the train, or that last mile if they're coming into Clifton from that train to their destination, to their doctor's office, their workplace, their school. And that's the challenge, because if you don't have a solution to that, you're just going to hop in your car. So when we talk about microtransit, we're not just talking about consumer convenience, we're talking about congestion. We're talking about the environment. We're talking about cost to families of gas and wear and tear on the car, and just the production in a family with one car and multiple breadwinners of figuring all that out. All of that becomes easier when we can provide a system that lets people answer that first mile, last mile challenge in a way that works for them and for their families. So in the modern era, and you've been watching it kind of live here on the screen, it's all about the app. It's all about the chance to grab your smartphone, tell it where you want to go, and that's within City of Passaic, City of Clifton together, and a 2-mile radius around, wherever you may want to go, whether it is all the way to the doctor's office or shopping or what have you and back, or whether it's that first mile, last mile connection. You access it on your phone. It uses smart routing. It uses the support and subsidy of the county to make it affordable for families. And it really is going to provide a kind of access that is going to be new and exciting for consumers here in Passaic County. And we hope this is just the beginning. Until about 2 years ago, my law office was in downtown Jersey City. So I saw the ubiquitous bright purple or fuchsia, whatever you call that color, those bright Via vans in Jersey City. And people were using them. They were an efficient response, and we were glad to be partnering with the very same company that Jersey City uses for that Via program. Of course, this is Passaic County Move. It's not going to be bright pink, I hope. But it's going to be something that folks recognize as their way to connect with transit, to connect with those short trips, first and last mile that they need on a flexible basis, on an on-demand basis, for convenience for themselves and for their families. So we're incredibly excited by this. We're very gratified by the way in which it dovetails with a lot of the other work Passaic County is doing, whether you're talking about the downtown Passaic Transit Facility, whether you're talking about improvements that we're making throughout our transportation network, as well as the other services that we provide, the way that this connects with Passaic County Paratransit, and the way that this can be an access point for folks who want to go out to Passaic County Parks, the community college, other things that you can access that are here in Passaic County, provided by Passaic County, and now we're giving you another way to get there. So I'm happy to talk about this. I'm looking forward to answering any questions anyone that may have, but I want to introduce our technology partner, Via. Via's mission is to expand access to sustainable, equitable, and flexible transportation for riders globally. Their software is in use in over 700 communities across more than 35 countries. They are our technology provider for this process, as you've been watching on the screen. And I'm looking forward to hearing from them the details of how that's going to work and the ways in which this is going to be a terrific opportunity for residents here at Passaic County. We're proud to represent them, and we're looking forward to working with Via. So I want to invite the Via representative up to tell us some of the nitty-gritty that I probably got wrong or didn't know in the first place.
Hi, good morning, everyone. And you didn't get it wrong at all. I may not even need to speak given what you presented, so thank you very much. And thank you very much to all the county and city officials here for having us here today. My name is Eric Gardner, and I lead East Coast Partnerships at Via. We're the transit technology company that will power the Passaic Move service. And on behalf of the entire Via team, we're incredibly excited to partner with Passaic County to bring Passaic Move to this community. For those of you that aren't familiar, Via provides innovative software technology and operation services to help the public sector launch flexible and efficient transportation services. We have more than 750 partnerships across the world, including many here in New Jersey. And we are seeing excitement from communities really across the state about using innovative technology solutions for public transit. I want to thank county leaders and really applaud their forward-thinking approach in bringing an efficient and inclusive transit service to the county. We're confident this service will help residents access healthcare, jobs, other essential services. And we appreciate the leadership of the state legislators, including Assembly Members Scher and Calabrese, for working to secure funding for this service and thinking bigger about the need for funding for microtransit across the state. Let me take a moment to just talk to you about how the service will work for riders once it's launched. So anyone within a zone will be able to book a low-cost shared ride. You'll do this by using the Passaic Move mobile application. That'll be available on the App Store or the Google Play Store. We're committed to making Passaic Move work for all users. So if they don't have a smartphone, they can also book by calling a phone number and speaking to a customer service agent. And a wheelchair accessible vehicle will be available upon request. Our software algorithms will match multiple passengers headed in the same direction and direct them to a nearby virtual bus stop within a short walking distance, creating a quick and efficient shared trip for riders. This is a mock-up of what the app will look like once we create it with you all, which we're very excited to do, of course, with whatever colors the community wants. But let me just kind of walk you through what the experience is like for a rider on the screen on the left. Now keep in mind, and not to be competitive, this is our Jersey City service, so this is a mock-up from that. The experience will be much the same for the rider, but obviously white labeled to the Move brand. And again, this is for riders that will be using a smartphone. If they don't have a smartphone, they can call in and book a ride and receive the same experience. So they have downloaded the Passaic Move app, and they have opened the app, and the first thing they'll do is indicate within the zone where they'd like to be picked up. In this case, it's a municipal complex. Then they'll choose the ultimate destination. They can put that on the map, or they can choose from a couple of shared locations. It could be an intermodal hub, such as Journal Square. Pick where in Journal Square they'd actually like to be dropped off. And now the algorithm is looking at all the other passengers that might be going in that same general direction and grouping them and putting this rider on the best vehicle for that shared journey. As you can see here, they're given multiple options, including, if it's pertinent, connections to and showing fixed route public transit options as well. Very important. Once the rider confirms that they'd like to take that ride, the algorithm then puts them on the best vehicle for that journey and gives them information about when they're going to be picked up, who will be picking them up, and gives them visibility into where that vehicle is. This is the experience for the rider, and we're extremely happy to bring this to this community. Thank you again, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have afterwards.
Well, the agenda says I go last, so actually, why don't you come on back up here? We'll let folks ask any questions that they have, either of us from the government side or the VIA tech piece. And thank you all very much for making the time to come out and be part of this. I think it's an exciting partnership. I think it's another example of how really all the levels of government working together can do extraordinary things. Obviously, we can't do any of this without our state partners. The connectivity that this gives people access to, as I mentioned, is very often federally funded through NJTPA, and obviously our local partners are how we figure out where to go and where the need is, and I think we do extraordinary stuff together, particularly here in the cities of Passaic and Clifton. So,
if I can just add, Director, this is an exciting project for any number of reasons. One of the most interesting to me is the integration of services between all of the partners. The county, Clifton, Passaic, came together with this program. It represents 12 steps forward for each of our communities and really shows that government directed in the right way can be an extraordinarily effective assistance and model for all of us. I will tell you the support that we received from the professional staff of Passaic County. I see Matt Jordan with us today. as well as a number of his people who work with him so closely, and certainly in terms of Passaic and Clifton as well. Government can work together extraordinarily. I will tell you the leadership of Assemblyman Calabrese in terms of helping to secure funds was tremendous assistance to us. And from a city perspective as well as a state perspective, Assemblyman, thank you so very, very much for the efforts that you've made. John, forgive me for interrupting.
No, that was all exceptional. Thank you very much.
When Eric was about to sit down and you brought him back up, I was going to ask him this one simple question, and it's, I know VIA, I've actually used the app before. Why create a second and tertiary app specific to either Jersey City or Passaic? Why not just utilize the VIA app?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. So when we first actually started out as a company, we were a direct-to-consumer service only based in New York City. And Jersey City was actually one of the first to use us for a municipal service where we partnered with a public entity. At that point, we were just using the VIA app. But we found through launching hundreds of microtransit services that having that white-labeled community transit brand is something that can really build loyal riders and really pride in the community from the driver and rider perspective. Yes.
I think you mentioned, because I know I'll get this question asked, you mentioned there's a fee or a slight fee. How is that adjusted? Is it built into the app, sort of Uber, they take it out of your credit card, or does it go by your means, or is it a set fee? How does someone pay for this?
Yes, absolutely. So I think the fare is still to be determined for this particular service, but there's integrations within the app. So if you have a credit card and you prefer to pay that way, you can. There are many who are riding that may not have a smartphone, or they may be cash-based riders. So we also offer cash or debit equivalents for that with prepaid cards. Ultimately, they can also pay for cash with cash on board as well.
Great.
Yeah.
Will the app be?
Excuse me, sir, would
Yep.
you mind introducing yourselves? So that we all have
That's a very good point.
Passaic County Commissioner Orlando Cruz. I just have a question. I mean, the large majority of our community is Latino speaking. So is the app accessible to those individuals? Will be translated in Spanish. Your customer service hub.
Yes.
There's Spanish-speaking people there as well.
Absolutely. So it needs to be accessible linguistically as well, meeting the riders where they are. So we have rider apps in multiple languages, among them Spanish. We even have a Creole one in Miami. So it will be accessible to all riders, including the call center support in terms of if they call in to book a ride and need to speak a different language.
Thank you.
Yeah, and for folks who are going to focus on that or write about it in your coverage, Passaic County is 40% Latino. 1 in 3 Passaic County residents is an immigrant, and I'm sure here in Passaic the numbers are higher.
75%.
75% Latino here in the city of Passaic. And Mayor, do you know for the city of Clifton?
I think we're somewhere up around 40%.
There you go. So definitely a big part of the customer base.
Well, what kind of vehicles are these? Are they going to be jitney buses, electric?
Yeah, great question. So we will be launching with minivans. They'll be wrapped in the Passaic Move brand. That's usually what we use. We offer whatever vehicle our partners would want us to use. And in this case, I think the minivan's a great fit for this service.
And how big's a fleet typically?
I think this one will be around 10 vehicles.
Okay, and that done. You say virtual bus stop. Like how close is that normally? Like I order it. I'm living off of on a tertiary street.
Yep.
Am I walking out to like a main street, or are they coming in front of the house?
Yeah, so prior to launch, we'll work with both cities and the county on a set of points that are appropriate and safe for riders to walk to. And these will be points that will be a couple hundred feet away from where their original pickup or drop-off request would be. And it really helps enhance the efficiency of that routing for all riders involved.
Yeah. But as I mentioned in my remarks, we're looking to make sure that this is something that you'll choose over hopping in your own car if you're somebody who has one. So we're looking to maximize that proximity to the homes without, of course, sacrificing safety or efficiency.
And you mentioned a 2-mile radius. Is that a 2-mile radius from where you get picked up, or is that 2-mile radius from the city limits?
So if you draw a 2-mile ring around the city limits of Clifton and Passaic combined. That's the service area. So yeah, South Patterson, Nutley, Garfield, Upper Montclair. Yeah, you got the right idea.
Yeah.
So I got a question. So we had some conversation about the demographics in both of our municipalities. What about opportunities for our residents to be employed as drivers for the VIA app? How would we go about getting our residents to take part of it? Because who knows our city better than our residents? And if we're driving around, it'd probably make it a little bit more efficient.
Absolutely, and a lot of the time the bonds between drivers and riders will form during the course of a service. In Camden, actually, where we have a service, around 80% of the drivers are from the city itself, which is something we hope to replicate here. So prior to the launch, we'll work with both cities and the county on publicizing the role to be a driver and working through community organizations to get that opportunity out.
You know, Eric, I'm glad you mentioned Camden. Can you elaborate on what other cities or counties that you operate in currently in New Jersey, and tell us a little bit of your success in those areas?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've seen these types of services pop up all over the Garden State, which we're really excited about. Although I will say, to your earlier point, this is the first one in the city, and I think nationally, that we've seen where two cities ahead of time have collaborated to form a service in collaboration with the county. We've seen cities join existing services, but never to come together. So I think that municipal cooperation is really noteworthy, and we're excited to. It's really a national model. To answer your question, we have turnkey microtransit services in Camden with the Camden Community Partnership with the City of Jersey City. We also have a Help Power service in the City of New Brunswick in a partnership with Passaic County. In addition to that, we work with New Jersey Transit Access for paratransit rides in Region 2. Is it Region 2? Region 5. Sorry about that. And we also work on paratransit software with Cumberland County.
Got a budget?
What's that? Oh.
But Ahmet or Matt, do we have
1.5 million for year one?
1.5 million in the first year? And this is a pilot project. We're going to look at response, and the sky's the limit in terms of future growth if folks come out and make use of it.
West Milford will be the limit.
You say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that from up here. But no, we've got a lot of communities here in Passaic County where you can see the potential for this, in the same way that we've got Clifton and Passaic partnering. You could imagine Little Falls and Woodland Park, or other groups and municipalities where folks have that need, and where just that footprint of the towns and the penumbra around them gives you access to all kinds of things.
Great.
All right. Thank you, everybody.